An animal rescue facility in eastern Kentucky is seeking more funding from county leaders. And a group of first responders take a creative approach to honoring their fallen brothers and sisters.
And we continue to watch the potential for strong to severe thunderstorms as we head late tonight and into tomorrow. The very latest after this as First at 4 continues.
Mountain News First at 4 continues.
A bit of a break today, but we are continuing to monitor the skies for more severe weather through tomorrow. First Alert meteorologist Evan Hatter has more on what we're looking at. Evan?
Well, Steve, that's right. The good news, it's mostly quiet out there weather-wise today, but not completely done with the threat for severe weather as we head into tomorrow. That's why we've declared a WYMT First Alert weather day as we head mainly into tomorrow. Overall, this is a level 2 slight risk for just about everybody. We've had several of these this summer. Our main threats are going to be high winds in excess of 60 miles per hour and some localized high water issues, especially the further west that you go into parts of the Cumberland Valley. That is something we'll be paying very close attention to. Part of the region also under a level 1 marginal risk for today, but you notice that not a whole lot actually popping up out there right now. We've been cloudy for much of the day. That's precluded a lot of that warmth and moisture that we really need, or at least the warmth to get a lot of those storms going. But a few showers crossing into Wise County, Virginia now, and a few pop-ups into parts of Pike County and Letcher County. Overall, not a huge issue as we head out there tonight. Temperatures mild out there. As a matter of fact, low to mid 70s, even a few upper 70s and low 80s as you head out there this afternoon. So your forecast first through the next 12 hours, those temperatures will continue to dip slowly into the upper 60s as we head into tonight. But that's when we'll start to watch things out to the west as we see the potential for those strong storms moving in for tomorrow. I'll break down the very latest in a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Evan, thank you. One Floyd County attorney is seeking more funding for an animal shelter ran by a nonprofit he started years ago. In a Facebook post, Ned Pillersdorf said he would be paying the Floyd County Fiscal Court a visit at its meeting on Wednesday to request more funding. The Floyd County Animal Shelter is in a bit of a dilemma due to overcrowding and more folks on a wait list to drop off animals.
Today, Judge Williams and the Fiscal Court seem very agreeable to increasing the funding, and I suspect what's going on, they're probably getting plenty of complaints as well. People think that the county runs the shelter. The shelter is run by the Dewey Dam Dog and Cat Protection Society, a nonprofit I started.
Around 80 people are on the wait list to drop off more animals, but officials hope to get more people into the shelter to adopt. We'll have more about this tonight at 6. A group of first responders is hitting the roads to honor the fallen. The Kentucky Brotherhood are bringing out the bikes, starting in Middlesboro and ending their day in London. They are stopping at different agencies to remember their brothers and sisters. Board member Josh Lyle says this is their way of keeping their names alive.
And remind the town and the family that sacrifice wasn't for nothing and that their loved one isn't forgotten. Right? So we do things around the year to raise funds and to raise awareness of where we're going to be going. And then we support the family both emotionally and financially.
Lyle says this is the group's 5th year doing this, increasing their numbers each year. Coming up at 6, find out why trips like this are important for first responders participating. People on the Hawaiian Islands are being impacted by the remnants of Hurricane Calvin. It was a Category 3 storm, but is now a strong tropical storm. Casey Lund has more.
Aloha from the big island of Hawaii and Hilo Town. Hilo Bay actually is where I'm standing. And if you're not familiar with the state of Hawaii, this is really the furthest east in the island chain. This is also the area that usually gets some of the worst weather coming in from the west. So we do want to give you a look at how much rain we're getting here. And honestly, this isn't all that unusual for this part of the island. This is a very wet part of the state, and they see a lot of rain. But of course, yesterday, we were anticipating some really serious rainfall totals. We didn't get as much as we had hoped, or not hoped, but planned on or prepared for. But still, it's causing some problems out on the roadway. No major accidents that we've seen as a result of this, but a lot of ponding on the road. That could cause some hydroplaning and definitely low visibility. But we're grateful that we really didn't see a lot of those huge impacts, devastating winds and things like that. We did, though, know that the county here, the leadership decided to close some county services, and that caused some problems for people, especially those that rely on public transportation here. I talked to one gentleman, Courtney Miyasato, who was trying to catch the bus to a job interview. He came here to the bus station to find that service wasn't running.
I understand. I respect the decision, and just it is what it is, and just gonna have to figure it out now. Yeah. And yeah, I respect the decision,
And so you can see the bus station here did notify riders, but still a big inconvenience for many people. Later in the day, the county does plan to bring services back online. They also canceled things like camping permits and closed state parks. County libraries were also closed. The crews that work the roads, that clear the streets, and that keep people safe here, fire and police, were all coming together today to reassess the situation. I was able to talk to the mayor of the island here, of the county of Hawaii, Mitch Roth. Here's what he had to say about how the island fared overnight. Again, they were bracing for the worst.
Oh yeah, last night, no real issues, very few roads that had to be closed. I think we had Waipio Valley, which we knew we were going to close, and then we had one other road that they cleaned up and opened up pretty quickly.
Now, we are still expecting quite a bit of rain throughout the day. We'll have those rain bands moving through the island, and that could still cause some problems. But, again, most folks out here very grateful that we didn't see those really damaging winds and other severe conditions that could have caused some real problem for the people on the island of Hawaii. Reporting in Hilo, I'm Casey Lund for Local News Live.
All right. Thanks for that report from our sister station in Hawaii. Even nasty conditions in Paradise today. Well, in the Memphis, Tennessee area, a firefighter has died after sustaining injuries fighting a fire in a South Memphis home late last night. Memphis police identified the firefighter as Lieutenant Jeffrey Norman. He joined the department in September of 2002 and served for 20 years. The fire reportedly started in a dumpster and spread to the home. No one was inside the home at the time. In Greece, wildfires are scorching part of the countryside in that country. A forested area near the Greek town of Mandra, west of Athens, was still smoldering today, a day after raging wildfires swept through the area. In a round-the-clock battle to preserve forests, industrial facilities, and vacation homes, evacuations continued for a third day along a highway connecting Athens to the southern city of Corinth. In Las Vegas, at least one passenger aboard a Delta flight bound for Atlanta was treated for heat-related discomfort Monday. The National Weather Service says temperatures at Harry Reid International Airport exceeded 100 degrees with a high of 115 degrees. Regina Ahn spoke to a passenger who said they were stuck inside the plane for more than 4 hours.
It was just like chaos at this point. There was a woman walking up the aisle. She looked like she was about to just pass out. They ended up putting an oxygen mask on her.
A Delta plane stuck for hours on the tarmac at Harry Reid Airport. Passengers were stuck inside the plane for over 4 hours. The temperature 111 degrees.
There's ambulances outside the window. There's, multiple firemen. There was fire department came on. A bunch of them went to the back. The sanitary crew came to the back. People had thrown up. People had fainted, gone to the bathroom.
Krista Garvin was on the flight headed to Atlanta. She says her flight was scheduled to leave at 1:40. After 2 hours, people around started to get sick from the heat, including flight attendants.
I extremely apologize. I've been on here as long as you guys have been on here. I don't feel my best at this point either. Everybody on the crew is on the same page as everybody on here.
It's just traumatizing at this point. There's people running around everywhere. They come over the loudspeaker and they say you can choose to get off the plane or you can stay on. And if you get off, just know you may not get a flight out for a couple days.
After 4 hours, everyone was asked to leave the plane. Garvin says those who passed out were taken out on a stretcher. Garvin adds she was told to come back the next day for a flight out at 7 a.m., and that was canceled as well. In a statement, Harry Reid Airport said medical teams did respond to a call aboard an aircraft. And Delta, in a statement, said they apologize and said they're looking into the circumstances that led to uncomfortable temperatures inside the cabin.
Sounds like a nightmare. In a statement, Delta said the passengers received a compensatory offer and were accommodated on other flights. In Maryland, someone tired of speeders zipping down their street put up a deterrent. They built a fake speed camera that looked like one of those little libraries you often see in neighborhoods, and people say it worked. But as Casey Nolan reports, it had to be taken down.
For some, McComas Ave is just a shortcut on their commute.
They're doing 40, 50 miles an hour down the strip.
For Matthew Fairbank,
someone actually came down the strip and came into the retaining wall at one point.
It's home.
My wife's car has lost 3 mirrors already. I know people down the street down there. You can see the traffic cones by the cars down there. His car's been hit a couple times.
People in this Kensington neighborhood say they've complained to Montgomery County for years about the speeds on this street. And while there is a plan to remake it with speed bumps and bike lanes, that's still years away. People here say it seemed like there was nothing they could do to slow the speeding.
That's when someone decided to get creative and craft a solution.
I have no idea who put it there, but I thought it was hilarious.
Built to resemble an actual speed camera, complete with authentic-looking signs, someone installed a little library ready to read speeders their rights. And it seemed to work.
And actually observed people slowing down for the first time since the 3 years I've been here.
But then Fairbanks says the county got involved, took down the signs, and said the library could not be on the easement and couldn't be in a yard without a permit. Montgomery County Police says this spot is not an approved location for a speed camera, not even a fake one. But MCPD says it is always evaluating where new cameras could go.
It's a little disappointing.
While the library's builder has yet to come forward, Fairbanks says he and another neighbor took it down to comply with the county and says they'll keep it safe in case it ever finds a home.
I think it was to bring awareness, and it did seem to work initially.
That was Casey Nolan reporting. Coming up on First at 4, big money on the line tonight in the Powerball drawing.
And more showers and storms on the way as we head through the evening hours. Not much on pinpoint Doppler now, but that could change tomorrow. The details coming up.
WYMT News app.